tell us what is speed networking?
Sure. Speed networking is going to be set up where we have local business leaders in the community come in and meet with each of the students. So we'll be in groups of 10, and you'll be assigned a business leader to be able to ask questions of, and we'll teach you about how to network effectively.
Okay. How should we dress and appear when we go to this event?
It's important that you portray a very professional appearance. So whether you have a suit, if you happen to have it on this through FBLA, or if you come and you're wearing slacks and a nice shirt, you don't want to come necessarily in jeans or in your typical grubbies.
Okay. And how should we present or how should we approach the business professionals and greet them?
With confidence, always. It's a difference of just coming in with sheer confidence, own the room, shake their hands, make lots of eye contact, be professional. Mm-hmm. If you're asking them questions, ask them professional questions and not necessarily personal questions.
Mm-hmm. So like what other type of things will they be talking about while they're in their groups?
I think you'll hear a lot about people's careers and the things that they've done that they may have learned at a younger age that had they known that they probably would have done things differently. So you'll probably hear a lot of tips and hints about what they did as young professionals.
So everybody's going to have a small stack of business cards, so can you tell us what those are going to be for?
The business cards are, to me, the best part of doing this speed networking events because you get everybody's business cards, it obviously has their name and some contact information, but really it shows their true personality and flavor. You'll see things from people that want to be hairstylists with great curling irons and curlers and hair dryers. You'll see people that want to be mechanics with their car tools. You'll see people that want to be attorneys with the scales. You'll see all sorts of things. So that's where we really get to see what kids want to do, and it gives you a chance to have some creativity and leave an impression at the same time.
Okay, great, thank you.
You're welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Amelia Stansel. I'm the Financial Center Leader with the BB&T branch down here at the corner of Heathcote and 15. I'm excited to be here today with you guys because this gives me an opportunity to come out and meet our future business leaders. What we're going to do is talk about networking and how you network in the community. One of my roles in the community is I'm president of the local Haymarket Gainesville Business Association. What we do at those meetings, which Jordan's been able to come to a couple of them, it's really about networking, which networking is all about building relationships with people, leveraging those relationships to be able to get more business. So what we're going to do today is talk about how to network, the level of professionalism you have to have, and then we're going to go through some of the role playing as far as how to shake hands, how to introduce yourself, what questions to ask, a little bit of maybe what not to ask, what not to do. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's talk about handshakes. Here, shake my hand. Hi, I'm Amelia Stansel. Nice to meet you. You know what you did there that was very good? You made eye contact, you looked straight at me, you shook my hand in a very firm manner, versus doing the super weak, wussy handshake thing that just is terrible, that limp fish. So, great handshake.
Hi.
Amelia Stansel.
Tony Reed Chandler.
Tony, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm a senior in Battlefield. School I want to choose Duke, but I haven't gotten accepted yet, but hopefully.
Right? What do you want to go to school for?
I want to major in biology.
Awesome. What are you going to do with your biology degree?
Go to medical school and try to become an anesthesiologist.
Congratulations. Do you want to come back here to the area?
Not really.
Nobody wants to be here. Where do you want to be?
I don't know. I'm just used to traveling around because I was a military family, so.
Awesome. So you've seen all sorts of places, and you're going to grow roots, or do you want to travel a little bit still?
I still want to travel a little bit, but then I want to stay in one place.
Good for you. Congratulations. So that's the basis of how to introduce yourself. What you'll notice is they all made very strong eye contact, followed their hand up from when they shook their hands, they looked down all the way up and made eye contact. What you'll also notice is if you're going to wear a name tag, it's on your right hand side. The reason for that is when you reach out to shake hands, people will naturally look straight up that arm, look at the name tag and make eye contact. You'll also notice through some of those you use the name more than once. If you use it 3 or 4 times throughout the conversation, you'll be more likely to remember people's names. Other things that you'll notice is asking questions, asking people and being truly interested in their name, where they're going to school at, what their hopes and dreams are. Those are great ways to be able to build rapport with people. I hope that you've learned something useful during this conversation. I look forward to seeing you on the 22nd and 23rd. Well, as you've been discussing about professionalism and you're really chewing gum in the middle of a presentation on business professionalism. Yeah. Seriously? I would put my hand up, but I find that absolutely repulsive. So one thing that you'll learn in the professional setting is no gum. So definitely don't chew gum when you're doing these presentations and you're with people that are professionals. You never chew gum in the workplace. It looks incredibly vulgar in many ways, and growing up on a farm, I'll say, it's like seeing somebody chew cud. It is not a good thing. And then the phone rings.
Hello, what are you doing? I'll call you back later.
Fine.
Bye.
Wow. So let's cover two things there. Speaking of what not to do. Having your phone turned on at all during in a professional setting, one of the first things that you'll learn, and you'll notice when I came in today, the first thing I did is put my phone on mute. Never have your phone so people can hear it. Even if it's on vibrate, people can still hear that unless it's actually in your pocket so nobody's hearing it. If you put it on vibrate, you stick it on the desk and you watch it shake all the way across. It's still kind of distracting, especially if you have a guest speaker coming in to speak. So making sure A, you're on mute, and B, don't answer the phone in the middle of a presentation. So definitely things to keep in mind. So again, chewing gum, no. Phones ringing or answering in the middle of presentation, super no-nos. Other not to-dos. Let's talk about professional attire for this. We have some good examples of professional attire, maybe not so professional attire. Something you'll want to do in a professional setting, most people that are going to come in and see you are in the business world, whether they're a small business owner or they're actually in the professional, having a bank or a law firm or something like that where they're in a professional setting, such as those. So what you'll want to make sure is these are guests coming in to see you. You want to present a very professional attire to them and be able to show them that, hey, we are tomorrow's future business leaders. We will be working with you. And quite honestly, those impressions that you make today, because you may be walking into my bank tomorrow asking for a job, those stick with me. You only get one chance to make that first impression every time. So let's look at some of the outfits that we have today. Go ahead and stand up. This is incredibly professional. She's wearing a nice pressed white shirt, collared, looks very nice, hair looks good, makeup looks good. You have an appropriate length black skirt on, very conservative, which is nice. You don't have on hose, but you do have on good shoes that are not super high heels. You're not wearing platforms, things like that. So you want to have something that's professional. You don't have too much jewelry on. You look very professional and would be able to fit in with a presentation like this. And you always look like you could just show up at a chamber meeting without a problem. So go around, let's look at this. Come on, stand up. Clearly somebody who wasn't prepared for a business meeting today, wearing jeans and a casual shirt, maybe a little lower cut than what would be worn in a professional setting. Well, while I have a low-cut shirt underneath, I do have a jacket on it to cover it up and a necklace to draw attention up away from that. So you definitely want to keep that in mind, and rather than accentuating the girls, toning it down some. But thank you. Khakis are good, probably not cargo pants, probably not the Under Armour shirt, but you do have a nice haircut. You look like you'd be able to pull it off, but I'd probably dress it up for the FBLA meeting. All right. I think that covers all the what to wear and what not to wear for this segment of the Speed Networking event. Thank you. Keeping in mind that at all times people are watching you and are judging you about how you're standing, how you're sitting, what you're doing. All of your body language says so much in the professional world. You always want to have the confidence, you always want to look eager to learn and look attentive. So let's talk about body language as we look around the room. We have the what not to do, the leaning back, very closed off body language, not at all interested in what's going on. He's leaning back in his chair, arms are crossed, very closed off. Probably not the most eager, saying, I really want to hear this, I really want to learn body language. Versus we have over here, legs are crossed, sitting forward in her chair, good posture, good eye contact. Those are all very, very important, especially for those of us that are coming in as speakers. Not making eye contact makes us feel like you don't care about us, or maybe you don't have respect for us. We want to make sure that we're also giving you that we're receiving the same respect that we're giving you by giving that time. So making sure that you have those things. Also, when you're standing up go ahead and stand up here. When you're standing up to introduce yourself, standing up straight, having good posture, also gives you an air of confidence. Even if you're really super intimidated, it's okay, because guess what? If you just put off that confidence, people will believe it. That fake it till you make it really comes through in this kind of situation. Making sure you make excellent eye contact, smiling, nodding, the things that you're doing will make you come off and feel professional, and people will, if you feel professional, people will think that you are. So make sure that you give that off. Something else to do is become prepared with 2 or 3 questions, just so you can ask questions of the professional. It's really intimidating for us to get here as well. So something to keep in mind is just have a couple of questions. Some of you asked great questions earlier. Where do you work? What do you do? How'd you get into that field? Maybe How would I get into that field? Where did you go to school? Things like that. They're just good questions to ask that gets us speaking about ourselves so you can learn about it. It's important to ask good professional questions. It's also important not to ask the unprofessional questions, such as, how old are you? How much do you make? You know, you can ask some questions about where do you live, but you don't want to pinpoint it down to the neighborhood. Things that are too personal, you don't want to ask because it makes it very awkward for the person you're asking it to. They start wondering, why do you need to know this information? It very quickly leads to a hostile situation. So make sure that you're asking professional questions about their profession and not about their personal life.
So there you have it, students. Get ready for the Speed Networking 2011 event on February 22nd and 23rd. This year's theme says it all. We're breaking barriers with FBLA.
And I do want to remind all of you, please use this on your resumes. because this is an incredible experience that you put together, this event. And again, it is impressive. It impresses a lot of our board members. So again, put that on your resume. You forget about a lot of the things that you do as volunteers or just as part of your clubs or other things. And you need to include those
We
things,
decided to go back to
sometimes
school
they
because
need
I
to be
never wanted to
recognized.
be treated that poorly again and not have an option. And just about anywhere that you go, having a college degree, no matter what it's in, will open a door. Might not be the door that of your dreams, but it's a
Banking
door.
is what I talked to them about, and nobody, of course, wanted to be a banker, but I told them, you're all going to need a loan from me. So, I spoke to them about credit, learning how to handle their checking accounts and their savings accounts, because some of them didn't have it. So I talked to them importance about that. I did talk to them about BB&T and their leadership development program, because most companies now have leadership management training programs, and most of them are looking for degrees.
What did you guys think went well, and what do you think that you would recommend to the next group?
Organization.
Yeah, definitely get the rotation down, have maybe